Hey guys, Queen LaShawn, and I am back with another video. This time I'm going to be reviewing the Atlanta Housewives season 11 premiere. It was an interesting episode to me. A lot of people are saying that it was boring, but I felt that it did what any first episode is supposed to do, and that is, of course, let us know what the cast has been up to, introduce some new members to us. So I didn't feel that it was terrible. But before, I get into all my commentary on it, if you guys would please take a second, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button for me, leave some comments below, and of course follow me on my social media. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this episode. It starts out with Cynthia, and of course her showing us her new boo, newscast. Why I keep saying news? Sportscaster, Mike Hill, and they tell us a little bit about their relationship. They met on Steve Harvey. There was a dating segment. Apparently they hit it off, and they've been dating each other ever since. Cynthia makes a point to let us know that Mike, unlike her last boo from last season, he has been swimming in Lake Bailey. So I'm not mad at you, Cynthia. She's trying to get her groove back. Do you, girl. Just be smart about it. And hopefully it's going to work out between her and Mike. We also get to see Candy, and she's on tour currently with Escape. I know that, in the blogs and all of that stuff, it was saying that they have, of course, separated, or at least Candy kind of goes in and she's with them on certain tours or certain cities, or when it's convenient. So we get to see that they have been nominated for a ASCAP award for Golden Note. So we'll get to see this season, of course, in the episode later on, we got to see, of course, them accepting the award. And to me, they were okay. They were, pretty cool with each other. I didn't sense any bad blood, at least on camera. So hey, we'll see how that develops. But we also get to see Portia and Dennis. They tell us a little bit about how they met each other. He is a nightclub owner. He owns a lounge, and he has a hot dog factory that, according to him, is pretty successful. So I don't think that Dennis is out for, Portia's money or anything like that. It appears that he has his own. So that's a good thing. I did see, in the super trailer that there's going to be some drama that comes up with Dennis, but I don't think that it was, like saying he's an opportunist or anything like that. But we'll see. We'll see how it develops. We also get to see Eva, and she's getting things together for her wedding. It appears she's going to be a bridezilla. Things are slowly starting to come together for, and I think it's going to be interesting to see that unfold on camera. I did see the pictures on social media from her actual wedding, and visually it was gorgeous. She's just a gorgeous girl to me. Her fiance Mike, he seems pretty cool too. We get to see them. There's a scene where they're having their first family photo shoot since the baby got here, and that baby, oh my gosh, he is just so adorable. He has these pretty eyes and these pouty lips and these little cheeks that I just want to squeeze. He is just absolutely adorable to me. So we get to see, how they interact with each other. Mike, he appears to be a pretty cool dude. He's funny. He was cracking jokes with the photographer. He's very hands-on with Eva's daughter. He is very comfortable with her daughter, so much so I caught on to the fact that she calls him daddy, and they address him as her dad, which is fine. That's usually how, it is when somebody comes into your life and you've been together for a while. The word dad does eventually start to happen, or mom if it's a stepmom, somebody coming in the picture. So he seems to be pretty comfortable with her daughter. I did catch some shade that Eva threw where she was saying that, Mike is the only father figure that her daughter has had. And I already know Kevin McCall, Eva's baby daddy, gonna have something to say about that. So we gonna see how that unfolds. We also saw Greg and Nene. Greg has been diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. So we get to see, how Nene is dealing with that. She's trying to be strong for Greg, but it really does bother her, which I can see why. I mean, your husband, you love him, and she is doing the best that she can to kind of keep it together. She does have like a little get together with some of his close friends and family members. Greg is getting ready to go off and have a procedure done. He tries to be strong and, crack some smiles and some jokes and all of that, but I know that he's going through it, because cancer, that's a beast. So I think it's gonna be pretty cool to see, how they weather through this storm. It's a lot. Greg did mention that they had to cut out a good bit of his colon to get rid of the cancer in his body. So I know that was a lot to have to undergo that surgery, but from my understanding, he's now cancer free. So that's amazing. And I just really love to see, Nene be there for him and support him, and they gonna be okay. I'm definitely keeping Greg and Nene uplifted in my prayers. We get to see Nene and Portia interact. Shortly after the Greg scene, we see where Portia comes to visit Nene to kind of cheer her up. She does bring flowers for Greg, and she and Nene, they discuss Portia's new boo and that her birthday's coming up, and he's going to be taking her to Miami to celebrate. So it does, come up that Nene's having a comedy show, and Portia comes up with the idea to have a surprise get together for Nene. She calls up Marlo, Cynthia, and she has a moment where she has to call up Candy, and the thought of, or just the talks of them getting on the phone together, you see the lights flicker. I don't know if that was coincidental or or what, but I thought that was kind of funny. And then of course when she actually does call Candy, it's so dry. Like, Candy is just like, you could tell she's like, what the hell is Portia calling me for? So once she actually, gets to it and she tells her, hey, I'm trying to throw a surprise get together for Nene to cheer her up. This is going on with Greg. And, Candy, she kind of comes around a little bit. And there's a scene where we see them joking where Candy asks her who all's going to be on this trip. And she's just like, oh, it's just going to be me and you. And then Candy, it gets so silent on the phone. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, but it was funny because it made Candy laugh, and it was an icebreaker. So pretty cool. We'll see, how that all develops, of course. Then we see Candy and her family. They have a dinner, and it gets real at the table because Candy and Todd, they are discussing the fact that they still have 2 embryos left, and Candy is asking them how do they feel about her having another baby. And Riley off top is like, no, like she doesn't think that they should do it. And she's super clear about it. And of course, Candy and them, they want to know why she feels that way. So Riley opens up and she's just like, you know, she would like to have a sibling, preferably a sister. However, she sees how they are as parents. And to me, I'm just like, uh-oh, like, what's going on behind the scenes? So she kind of develops it a little bit, and she's just like, you know, hey, y'all too busy, pretty much. Like, Candy is always gone and she's not there. And she reminisces on when she was a little girl and how her mom was always there. But of course, raising Ace, apparently she's not able to be around as much because mama gotta work. And I felt Riley because, you know, as children, you do want your parents to be around you. But it's also like Todd mentioned, when you live the lifestyle that they live, and Riley is, you know, fortunate enough to get the things that she gets. Like for her birthday, she got that expensive car. When you're able to live that type of lifestyle, somebody gotta work. So I get it. We also get to see Portia, and this is out of order, but Portia ring shopping. And well, I'll just combine these two. So Portia was ring shopping with Dennis at the beginning of the episode, and I'm a little old-fashioned, guys. I feel that, you know, when a man is ready to marry you, he will decide it on his own. Like, I felt that Portia was being kind of forceful in letting him know, you know, hey, she wants to get married. And they went and picked out rings, or it's unclear if they were actually picking a ring and he bought one, or if she was just kind of showing him, you know, her taste in rings. But she's so confident that he's going to propose to her for her birthday, that she's gone and she's telling people this. She's told her sister. She's told Nene, I think he's going to propose. And I'm just like, girl, let the man propose on his own time. Like, she's put so much pressure on him that if he doesn't propose, it's probably gonna be a problem. Because I know how we as women are. It's like, if we want something, if we've, you know, told a man or given so many hints, hey, I want this for my birthday, I want this for my anniversary, I want to go here, and then it's like, if they don't do it, then we're going to feel a type of way. So she has really hyped herself up a lot, thinking that, you know, a proposal is going to happen. And, I mean, of course, we know from the blogs and all of that, that it does happen and they get engaged. But I also remember that when they got engaged, Portia was pregnant in the pictures. So I don't think that it's going to be this time that she's thinking that he's going to ask her to marry him. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And how they're going to write that into the storyline. We also see, towards the end of the episode, when Escape, they actually accept their Golden Note award. They all got a chance to get up on stage and talk. We also see Ace is having a whole moment. He's sleepy and he wants his parents. And of course, Candy can't have him. And Todd, I believe they said that he went to the bar. So we see Don Juan with the baby, and I feel like Candy should have, if you're gonna have the baby with you at these events, she should have a nanny. She should have someone that makes sure that Ace is okay. Because he's a child. I mean, he's gonna want to do children things. He's gonna want to be under his mama or under his daddy, and he's not gonna want to be in a crowd and be quiet and all the stuff that being at an award show is gonna require. So I get Candy bringing him because, of course, you want to keep your baby around you and know that they're okay and all that good stuff. But at the same time, a award show, in my opinion, is not the place for a baby. So I do kind of see a little bit about, you know, what Raleigh was discussing. But like I mentioned, that's a simple fix. Just get a nanny. And you can make that work. I mean, people travel all the time with nannies. Beyonce and Jay do it like pros. So, I mean, we know that it can be done. Then last part of the episode, we get to see Portia and Dennis in the car, and of course she is continuing to push this whole engagement. The conversation comes up where he wants to know why she has so many suitcases packed, and she lets him know, you know, hey, just in case something happens, I'll be prepared. And she also lets him know about Nene and the plans that she has to surprise her, let him know all the stuff that she's been dealing with. And she, of course, mentions some of the friends that are going to be there. Candy comes up, and Dennis is just kind of like secretive as to how he knows Candy. And Portia can sense that, so she keeps pushing it like, okay, how do you know her? So we're gonna see how that unfolds and how they actually do know each other. I think I saw somewhere that it was her or somebody else that he dated in the past. So we'll get to see all this unfold. But pretty much after they have that moment in the car, they arrive at their room, and Dennis has it set up. It's a romantic setting. He has a personal chef for him. He has rose petals and all that good stuff. And Portia is just so sure that it's about to be a proposal. She goes, she's freshening herself up. She sneaks off to the bathroom. She calls her sister, and she lets her know how he has everything set up, and she's just so sure that it's gonna happen. So we'll see. We see that Dennis does bring something out to her. It didn't look like a ring to me. The box looked like it was a bit too big, unless it was something like a box in a box in a box. So we'll see what it is. They kind of ended the episode, told us to be continued. So we don't really get to see what was in the box, but I honestly don't think it's what Portia thought it was, but we'll see. So that is my review of season 11, episode 1. Like I mentioned, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my social medias, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.